In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect MongoDB to N8N. So the first thing that you would like to do is simply go to your MongoDB account and make sure that you're logged in into it. If you don't have one, simply go and create one. It should be very easy if you have a Google account. You should do the same example with N8N. Make sure to go and create your account. Once you do so, go to the top right corner and click on Create Workflow. Once you do so, you will find yourself right here. At the moment, as a trigger, I'm just going to choose a manually trigger that you can change, or you can even have it another way other than manual. For me, I'm just going to click on the plus button to add an action. Here, in search nodes, we'll have to look for the MongoDB node. So just type MongoDB, and normally you should find it right here. Once you find it, just go and click on that, and you should find multiple actions. I don't care about what action you want to choose. Let's just start by connecting first. So choose whatever. I'm just going to choose the first, and we'll have to start by connecting. So credentials to connect with. As you can see, I don't have any, so I'll have to go and click on create new credential. So if you need help filling out these fields, you can go and click on open docs. It will help you get all the things that's listed here, because we will need the configuration type, host, database, user, password, and port. And if you want to use the TLS as well, you'll have to fill up the CA certificate, public client certificate, private client key, and the passphrase. So, as I said, to fill up these details, we'll need this document, especially if you don't know where they exist. So, of course, first of all, you'll have to choose if you want to connect it using values or connection string. If you choose connection string as an example, so you have here in the document that I told you, so you have here using database connection, using string, which is this one. As you can see, you'll need connection string in database. And if you want to choose as example connection via values, you'll have to go and choose values from here, and you'll have to fill up all of those. As you can see from here in this document, it will give you anything that you want, where you find everything. And as you can see, to configure with these credentials, you'll need the prerequisites listed above, then you will have to go through it. The same will be for this. So you'll have to start by this prerequisites, which is basically create a user account with appropriate permission on MongoDB server. You can go and click on it, and you can go and create it if you don't have yet. As a project owner, add all the N8N IP addresses to the IP access list entries in the project's network access. Then you'll have to refer to add IP access list entries for detailed instruction. And if you are setting up MongoDB from scratch, you'll have to create a cluster and a database. Refer to the MongoDB Atlas documentation as an example if you want basically more detailed instructions on these steps. So, an example, if you go here, they'll tell you exactly how to do it. So you'll have to go and choose a type of cluster, then create it, then choose a cloud provider and region, then customize your cluster. So you'll be able to have your prerequisites ready. Of course, just a note, if you don't know, I'm using the cloud version, not the hosted version of N8N. So it might be a little bit different if you're using the hosted version. So let's just go here as an example to MongoDB. If we go here as an example to this list panel, you should find this database on the left, and you should find clusters right there. If you go and click on that, as you can see, you'll be able to go and click or build a cluster. So in here, I'm just going to click on build a cluster. And as you can see, I'll choose for me the free option. For you, you can choose the M10 or Flex. It's totally up to you. For example, you'll be able to see the cost and all the features that comes with it. So choose the one that you want. So here you'll have to give it a name, and you cannot change the name once the cluster is created. So for me, I'm just going to name it like this. For the provider, make sure to choose the AWS, and here you'll be able to go and choose your region. So normally per default, you should find the recommended is selected per default. If you want to change it, you'll be able to do so. So I would advise you to keep it as it is. Of course, once you finish, you can just go and click on create deployment. And here you'll have to do a quick like I'm not a robot stuff. Let me just go and do it. And here we are. We have our cluster ready. From here, an example, you can change the username and password if you want to. And for me, I'm just going to go and click on X at the moment. So in here, what I'm going to do is go into this list panel, go and click on network access right here, and I'll find myself right here. So at the moment, as you can see, I do have only one IP address, and you'll be able to connect to your cluster from the following list of IP addresses. So as you can see, I only have one at the moment. I'll be able to go and click on add IP address if I wanted to add a new one. First, from here, make sure to allow access from anywhere. And simply from here, if you want to add any comments, make sure to do so. As you can see, you'll find this option that's this entry is temporary and it will be deleted in 6 hours or something like that. If you want to go and select it and choose like specific dates if you want it to be deleted. For me, I don't want it to be deleted. So I'll just go and click on confirm, and the address or the IP address will be added right here. So once it's finished, you'll have to wait like a couple of seconds. And once it's finished, you should find active as the status of it as the same as this IP address right here. So let me just wait a few seconds. Maybe it will take 30, 20, even a minute sometimes. So give it some time. As you can see, it is active right now. So now on this list panel again, make sure to go and choose database access. And here we'll have to go and choose add a new database user. Here, authentication method, you will be able to choose password. Make sure to choose it, it's better. Then here you'll have to enter your username. As an example, I'm just going to choose here or type N8N. Then you'll be able, as an example, to add a password as well. So as an example here for the connection, I'm just going to even like add connection so I can understand it. And for the password, you can just go and add whatever password that you want. For me, as an example, I'm just going to add some numbers right here. You'll be able to click on show to show it. Here, you'll be able to add any user description you want. It's just optional. You don't have to do it. If you want to, as an example, I'm just going to add, this is for N8N connection. Why not? And here's an example. If you scroll down, make sure to go into this built-in role, click on add built-in role, and make sure to choose the only read any database. So once you do so, I guess we're ready. And yeah, I guess we're good to go. I'm just going to click on add the user. And as you can see, we are successfully having our database access now. So what you'll have to do next is creating a new database. You can go to clusters again in the last panel. And from here, as example, we'll be able to click on this connect button. Once you click on connect, you should find this pop out. And from here, make sure to go and select drivers. So here, you'll be able to scroll down and you find this. What we'll have to do is simply go and copy this. Once we're done with this, just go and click on done. So you can now go and click on browse collections. And from here, as example, make sure to go and click on try the new database explorer. Wait a few seconds as an example, and you should find yourself right here. So once everything is loaded, as it should, so sometimes for you, you might find this example here, visualize your data as example, then create a database, then refresh. So you can just go and click on it. You didn't find it there. As you can see, for me, it didn't show at first, now it shows. What I did is simply do the same thing again. Go back to clusters, go here, click on browse collection as example. And once you do so, you'll have to wait a little bit again, and you should find the new interface, which is the one that we clicked, try the new database thing. So once you are here, we'll be able to go and click on create database at the top right corner. Once you do so, you should find this pop out right here. For example here, let's give it a name as example. So I'm just going to name it first database. Okay, just do so. And here I'm just going to do the same. So first database. Just go and click on create database, and it should be created successfully. So right now, I have to go and click on sample mflex, as you can see on this list panel. And from here, all we need to do, as example, is copy this. Once we copy it, we can go back, as example, to the N8N. So here, for me as example, here we are. So here, of course, we'll change values into a connection string. And here, this connection string is something that I already copied earlier, which is this one. Of course, where did I find it again? You can go back to your clusters and you can click on connect drivers, and you should find this right here again if you don't remember. So other than that, here you should find the database. You will have though to edit one thing, which is simply this DB password. All you need to do, just go and remove that and simply add the password that you just added or you just choose before. And here we will have to enter the database name that we just copied. It's sample and flex. As I said, you should find it right here normally. So let me just go clusters again, browse collections, and normally the database that we just created. Just give it a second until everything loads, and here we are. Can go and find it, and here it should be. You can, as an example, choose other databases or create a new database. It's also up to you. Once you're done, just go and click on save button right here, and as you can see, you'll find connection tested successfully. That means you are connected. As example, here is your MongoDB account, and now it's totally up to you to choose which action you want to use, and you'll be able to execute it and try everything out. Of course, these fields right here will change depending on whatever you choose an example. So basically now it's totally up to you to do which automation you like or what you want. This video was simply for the connection. So it's time now for you to unlock your full potential of your automations. So that should be it for me in this video. Thank you for watching and goodbye.